Just 2 weeks left in the Texas high school football regular season, and playoff spots and district titles are on the line. These are the picks. Welcome into the picks, your guide to the Texas high school football weekend. My name is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are now in week 10 of the Texas high school football regular season. 2 weeks from right now, we will be previewing playoff games. That's right, the Texas high school football playoffs are careening towards us at an incredible rate of speed. But there's still a lot to determine district championships as well as, hey, who's getting in the playoffs? We're going to figure it all out this week. We start in Temple. 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Wildcat Stadium in Temple. The District 12 6A Championship is on the line as the Hewitt Midway Panthers visit the Temple Wildcats. What are the keys to this matchup? Well, key number one, the replacements. There were big shoes to fill behind center for both of these squads, and both of them have found some pretty good successors to those thrones. For Temple, they've turned to Jared Wiley to replace TJ Rumfield. The Texas commit to play tight end has been sensational as a quarterback at the helm of this Wildcats attack. He has made all the throws that they need him to make. On the other side, for Midway, Tanner Mordecai was really sensational for this Panthers squad, but Nick Jimenez has stepped in and been very, very good as well. So on this big stage with a district title on the line, which new quarterback steps up big? Key number two, which Temple defense shows up? Temple's 8-0, they're rolling right now, and a lot of that has to do with a fantastic defense. In 7 of those wins, they're giving up an average of 10.8 points per game. At the 6A level, that'll certainly play. But you'll notice that I said 7 of the 8 games, because there was one game where they didn't fare so well. In a triple overtime win over rival Belton, they allowed 55 points and more than 550 yards of total offense. Now, this Panthers attack can certainly light up Temple if they're not careful. Can Monto President and the Temple defense show up, or will it be a repeat of the Belton game? And key number three, Midway's time of possession. I think it's fair to say that the more explosive offense in this game belongs to Temple. So for Midway, I think the key is to keep the ball away from that Wildcats attack. And the good news for them is that I think they're uniquely well suited to do that. Running back James Fulbright has been fantastic, and their defense, they knack for taking the ball away with defensive back Travius Hodges. Can they win the time of possession battle? If they do, Midway's got a terrific shot to win a district title. Who am I picking? I'm going with Temple. I think that their offense is humming right now, and I think overall their defense is just so strong. I know they had that one hiccup against Belton, but I think this Wildcats defense is really, really special. Again, I think that if Midway can grind out the game, get something like 25, 26 minutes of possession, I think they've got a fantastic shot. But here, I think that Wildcat Stadium is an X factor. Temple is notoriously hard to beat at home. I think this game being in Temple helps. I think the Wildcats bring home a win and a district crown. Let's go to the DFW Metroplex, 7 o'clock Friday night at South Lakes Dragon Stadium. It is a 5A clash between the Denton Ryan Raiders and the Grapevine Mustangs. What are the keys to this matchup? Well, key number one, under pressure, and that is the motto of this Denton Ryan defense. Their defensive line has been fantastic with J.C. Coleman and Jaquez Flemings. On the year, Ryan's defense has 43 sacks and 84 tackles for loss. The Raiders live in opposing backfields. This is a big challenge for Grapevine's offensive line. Can they hold up, or will Ryan keep the pressure on? Key number two, ground game efficiency. You know, quarterback Cade Rhodes has been terrific for Grapevine, and he gets a lot of the headlines. But if you ask me, I think the most important playmaker for this Mustangs attack is running back Rashawn Preer. I think he's really the engine that drives this Mustangs attack. On the other side, Ryan certainly wants to run the ball as well with their outstanding running back, Imani Bailey. So, who has more success on the ground? Who can be more efficient and effective when they keep it on the ground? And key number three, Ryan's district dominance. It has been nearly 4 calendar years since Denton Ryan lost a district game. The last one was November 7th, 2014, when they lost to then-district rival Denton Guyer. Since then, they have won 24 straight district games. They just have a knack for winning the games that are most important to get into the playoffs. Grapevine has a great shot to break that streak. Can they, or will Ryan's district dominance roll on? Who am I picking? I'm going with Denton Ryan. I think that you don't pick against a streak, and right now that district winning streak really looms large in this matchup. I also think that for all we talk about the running game with Amani Bailey and that fantastic defensive front, I think that their passing game is really starting to cook as well. Seth Hennigan, the quarterback, and wide receiver Billy Bowman have a great connection right now. The key for me is, can Grapevine find that offensive balance, and can their offensive line hold up? For now, I think the Raiders come away with a big win. 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Highlander Stadium in Dallas. It is a big-time district showdown as the Highland Park Scots welcome in the Lancaster Tigers. And you know, for all the talk about the offensive playmakers in this one, like Finn Corwin for Highland Park and Trey Bradford for Lancaster, I think that these are two fantastic defensive teams, and this game could be pretty low scoring. In the end, though, the Scots are really hard to beat at home. I think Highland Park keeps it rolling with a win. 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Gobbler Stadium in Cuero. It is a South Texas showdown as the Cuero Gobblers take on the Geronimo Navarro Panthers. These are two teams that are pretty familiar with each other for playing each other in playoffs, but here they meet as district foes, and this Navarro team is starting to cook on the ground. Johnny Allegria, their running back, has been on a roll, but Cuero is getting healthier, and that is the #1 thing for the Gobblers. Jordan Whittington, their outstanding do-it-all athlete, is back and getting better every single week. I think he's the difference. This game is close, but I think Cuero brings home a win. 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Lions Stadium in Henderson. It's an East Texas slugfest as the Henderson Lions welcome in the Carthage Bulldogs with a district title on the line. Can anybody slow down Carthage? Well, there's plenty of reason to believe that Henderson can. Their quarterback Sebastian DeLeon has been terrific, and their defense is big, fierce, and fast. That is a big-time problem for Carthage, but you know what? This team has the longest winning streak in the state. They have tremendous playmakers all over the field. I think Kelvonte Dixon makes 1 or 2 plays to put Carthage over the top. 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Lumberjack Stadium in Diboll. It is a really fun, under-the-radar matchup as the Franklin Lions take on the Diboll Lumberjacks. Two teams built very similarly. Great defense and great running game. For Diboll, it's De'Aris McMillan and a bruising defensive front. For Franklin, Jared Pedraza is in what feels like his 700th year of eligibility, but he just keeps on running for the Lions. And their defense has pitched 5 straight shutouts. I don't think they shut out Diboll, but I do think Franklin brings home a win. And let's go out to El Paso, 8 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Mountain Time at Quarles Brooks Stadium Friday night. It is El Paso Americas taking on El Paso Coronado in a critical District 1-6A matchup. This is one of 2 big-time matchups in that district that are going to shape the playoffs. The other one, Franklin and Pebble Hills, is another one to keep an eye on. The Coronado Americas game comes down to style. Coronado wants to slow this game down with their outstanding defense. Linebacker Patrick Barrett has been terrific. Americas, they want to get into a track meet. Their sophomore running back Aaron Dumas has been terrific, has a chance to go over 2,000 yards for the season in this game. I think Coronado comes away with a very, very narrow win, but keep an eye on this one. But those are far from the only big games in Week 10 of the Texas high school football season. Let's get to the lightning round. San Antonio Brennan takes down San Antonio O'Connor. Flower Mound outmuscles Coppell, and Klein Collins beats the Woodlands. Marshall rolls past White House. Pflugerville Hendrickson takes down Round Rock, and in a very close game in the Valley, I like Weslaco over Weslaco East. Hamlin edges Cross Plains. Canyon bounces back with a win over Hereford, and Mesquite Poteet uses defense to get by John Tyler. Ira Ann stays perfect with a win over McCamey. Springtown gets by Wichita Falls Hershey, and Nederland stays perfect with a win over Crosby. Manville gets by Fort Bend Willow Ridge. Goliad gets by Edna, and Rockport Fulton takes down Orange Grove. Battle of Unbeatens for a district title. I like Buffalo to beat Edgewood. Give me Groover to take down Clarendon, and I'm going to go with Comanche to beat Dublin. Tough to call, but I like Bernie just barely over Lavernia. Give me Woodsboro to stay perfect with a win over La Villa. And in the Battle of Laredo, I like United over the United South. Childress over Spearman. Give me Panhandle to beat Stinnett West Texas. And I think Denison gets by Lucas Lovejoy. Lorena edges Madisonville. Port Neches Groves just barely over Barbers Hill. And give me Wall to beat Breckenridge. A lot of firepower in our 6-man game of the week. I think Milford gets by Coolidge, and Newton gets a push, but they get by Corgan Camden. And those are the picks. What am I wrong about? Which games did I leave out? Leave comments down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at dctf. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/DaveCampbells. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/DaveCampbells. And of course, see us at txhsfb.com. Thanks for watching. Enjoy Week 10 of the Texas high school football season. We'll see you.